Okay, so when and why did Ciudad decide to commit itself to adopting environmentally friendly practices?
Well, we have been very interested in being sustainable in every way we can for a very long time, but it felt like for a while it was kind of unattainable because it might be too expensive, there might be other reasons, but in the end we just started taking one small step at a time, and we started, the same time we started in our homes recycling plastic bags, which was, years and years ago. We did, though, become really aware of the sustainable seafood movement in 2004 when the Monterey Bay Aquarium brought us up to Monterey and put us together in a conference, a symposium with oceanographers and marine biologists and chefs and food journalists, and a lot of people who could really talk about learn what the problems were, and then talk about what solutions we could offer, making, sardines sexy instead of just tuna and salmon.
So what were kind of those initial little steps you said that you took to try and take that commitment?
Well, I remember probably in the late 90s when the Patagonian toothfish, which is called Chilean sea bass, was, it came out in the market and was the most delicious fish we'd ever tasted. So we, along with every other chef on the planet, started serving a lot of Chilean sea bass. And when it became known that the schools of sea bass were really in trouble and there was, fear of extinction, we stopped immediately serving it. So that was in the late 90s. And then the same thing happened with swordfish. We were made aware that swordfish was being overfished, and it's a large fish, so it takes a really long time to grow in the ocean. We stopped serving swordfish. We haven't served it since. It used to be one of our favorite fish for this particular kind of Veracruz ceviche, but we don't make that any longer with swordfish.
Okay, so what kind of benefits have you noticed since you made that commitment?
Well, we get a lot of positive feedback from our customers. It's grown. It's amazing how much resistance we got at first from our staff, of all people. Our chefs and our waiters and waitresses and our managers said, what do you mean you want to take almost all the tuna off the menu? Tuna tartare and tuna ceviche and, seared tuna. Those are some of our biggest selling fish items. And Susan and I were very adamant that we're just not serving it anymore. I mean, it was a very powerful conference at the aquarium. It was a brilliant thing that Julie Packard did. She's runs the aquarium, and putting together chefs and journalists with the scientists and really exchanging information was a brilliant step, because we immediately saw it was our job as leaders in our industry to make a difference. So we came back and we said, we're not serving any more tuna. Tuna was the biggest kind of stumbling block for our staff. But it was really interesting because in the end, the staff is so excited about and so proud to work for us because of that initiative, the Sustainable Seafood Initiative. And they have gone on to do a 180-degree about face. And they have completely decided that, and they'll come to me sometimes and say, I'm worried because we had a salmon on the menu the other day and I'm afraid it might have been farmed, and they're very good now. So it really, the staff got on board, and then that's a great benefit to our company. When the staff is excited about where they work for those kind of reasons, they'll stay with you longer, they're more committed, they feel a part of it in a more deep way. I mean, you reward people who work for you not only with money, but with like-minded kind of values. So I think that's been a huge benefit to the company. And then also our customers are really, they give us great feedback. We get comment cards and email messages from our website saying, I'm so excited about learning that that you're boycotting Canadian seafood because of the baby seal hunting practices that are happening there, and that means I'm gonna always eat at Ciudad or Border Grill instead of your neighbors. So we get a lot of feedback like that, I think, and then tons of really nice support and encouragement from the government too, from the mayor, who's honored us at a big event for our green practices, and George Lopez just did a big event for the National Kidney Foundation, and he honored also us for our sustainability and green practices. So, it's amazing how you don't do it for those reasons, but then all of a sudden you get an enormous amount of encouragement and benefits to the company.